Bruce Banner is in hell, and only the Hulk can save him. Welcome to the Comicstorian channel, where I take some of your favorite trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down into a synopsis of the story, telling you what is going on, but allowing you to go pick up all the other issues before and after and get better context on the situation. I read them narratively back to you after altering the panels, text, and images to prevent copyright problems, and all the art you see on screen is owned by its respective companies. So today we're going to be covering the end of Immortal Hulk, issues 49 and 50. The storyline is basically really simple at this point. Bruce Banner opened up the green door into hell. It allows for gamma-irradiated individuals to go to hell, and something in hell, basically the leader, took Bruce Banner and is keeping him hostage in there. So the other versions of the Hulk that came out of Bruce Banner's mind, Joe Fixit and Savage Hulk, are going to go down there and save Bruce Banner. There you go. I hope you guys enjoy, and if you enjoy this type of content, consider pressing that like button and hitting that notification button so you know when our next videos are coming out. I have more Hulk plans to take place after this finale, and I'll tell you them at the end of the video. Let's get into it. Someone would say the story of the Fantastic Four was an oddly American tale. Four pioneers breaking the rules for a journey into the unknown. When they came back, they were avatars of scientific progress, of the family unit, of courage against the odds. They were America as it likes to see itself. As symbolic as the rocket that took them to the stars, which wasn't a bomb. But as above, not so below. Now Joe, She-Hulk, and Jackie are walking through the rain-slick streets, so empty that it feels like a dream. However, for them, it isn't that American fairy tale, no noble journey. The rules that they have broken have made them outcasts, not heroes. She-Hulk contacted Ben Grimm, the Thing, an old friend. He was going to help them get into hell and save Bruce Banner from the depths of hell. So into the Baxter building they went. But She-Hulk's call caused her to be greeted by some old friends, and that welcome wasn't the most pleasant. The heroes stared, and She-Hulk put up her arms to try and protect Jackie, but it didn't matter. Joe then continued to walk right into the center of it all. Things were said, speeches after speeches, but Joe didn't say anything. He smiled, and that's when it all erupted. No one knows who threw the first punch. Someone must have, but the fight was on. She-Hulk tried to speak reason with her fellow superheroes, but the sound of fists made even her sound quiet. The sound of weapons, the sound of Joe's bones breaking and knitting back together. But something in Joe would never let him give in, because even if he was knocked out, killed, sawed into pieces, put into jars, he'd never fall. Because if he did, he'd never get up again. Through all of the fighting, even the loud noises faded as the invisible space around Joe took shape and widened. Then the doors opened, and it was the Fantastic Four. It was the Thing who sounded the most human of them all. "What's the matter with you all?" he said, genuinely aggrieved. "Did they hurt you, pal?" Nothing was said when the Thing led Joe to the lab and the heroes stayed behind. Joe didn't beat them, but then again, they didn't beat him. They walked deeper into the building, passing all of the slashing lights and security systems. They arrived at what they called the Forever Gate. It was a portal to take them anywhere. The kind of miracle the Fantastic Four dealt with on a daily basis, and Dr. Richards attempted to explain it. All of the particles, waves, frequencies, gamma, and cosmic radiation, it hardly made sense to anyone. The Fantastic Four said that they would back him up, but this gate, it was only made for a Hulk. Joe could walk in, and it would close behind him. But when Joe went through, so did Jackie. She wanted to follow the story, to ride that rocket that the Fantastic Four once did. But it wasn't a rocket, because as above, not so below. As Joe came out on the other side of hell, it wasn't just Jackie with him. It was the savage one, the dumb Hulk. So now there's also a cosmically charged Joe, the gamma-charged childlike Hulk, and the gamma-irradiated reporter Jackie. Down below, in this hellscape, it is nothing but ruins, but as Joe remembered it, it was quiet. Jackie asked if maybe they needed a Hulk without gamma in him for this fight, something that is the opposite of gamma. Maybe they needed a cosmic ray Hulk in the Bruce Banner system to free him from all of this. And Joe told her that that is actually an idea. Big Daddy Devil Hulk was all about intuition. He'd have figured that out long before we could. Not sure if he was super smart or just making little connections or just playing off of hunches. Savage Hulk turns to him. "I miss him, the devil, but I scared. This place will hurt us. I can feel it. Why Hulk here? Hulk is scared." Jackie looks up asking how. How are they supposed to fight something like this? And Joe tells her that he has no idea, but maybe they should walk up and start hitting it, I guess. But seeing that giant building with the leader's face on each side of it, I ain't liking our odds. They walk up to the massive doors, and Joe does what he does best, and he punches it over and over again. He doesn't even make a dent. So he steps back and says that it doesn't look like anyone is going to answer the door, or maybe the leader didn't hear them. Whatever it is, it's stronger than me. Hulk steps up telling him that he wants to try, and Joe tells him to knock himself out. It's possible that the leader doesn't even know that they're out here. This thing isn't exactly the leader. It's like a shell or a cocoon. Probably something inside of it is feeding off Banner, completing the big ol' gamma circuit. However, while Joe thinks about what to do next, the Hulk punches and punches and punches. And he thinks to himself when the leader told him that he loves him, "You stupid, stupid child." And the Hulk screams, "Hulk, not stupid!" And finally he breaks through after almost breaking his own hand. Hulk quietly says, "Hulk just wanted daddy. Just wanted daddy to love Hulk." But as the Hulk tells himself that he isn't a monster, a hollowed out Brian Banner, the father of Bruce Banner and technically the father of all of the Hulks, walks out. "I knew the Hulk was a monster. Also, you really have nowhere else to go, so go on and sort all of this out, huh? Help me." As the Hulk gets ready to run in, Joe grabs him, telling him, "That ain't Brian! It's a trap! You gotta stay calm!" Hulk pulls away, yelling, "Hulk is sick of being calm! Sick of being hurt! Hulk has had enough, and now Hulk will smash!" Inside is a labyrinth of stairs going every which way, filled out with more hollowed out versions of everyone. Hulk sees Jarella walking, grabbing her arm, but her arm just breaks off. Then one of the hollows taps on the Hulk, telling him to stop, brother. You'll destroy everything. And the Hulk looks back, asking, "Who? No. Hulk no face. Hulk no you. Big head man. Big head puny human self. Stearns." Hulk begins to rip the hollow Sam Stearns apart, telling him that he will climb and bring everyone back. And as he rushes on, Joe and Jackie step in to see another odd hollow. She asks who that is, and Joe says that it's Mike Berengetti. He was a casino boss in Vegas. Jackie says that all of these people, they're echoes in the Hulk systems, figures that have played important roles in his life to each of his versions. The two of them continue into the center of the building where they see a giant head at the top of the room, and it seems to be trying to eat the Hulk. The Hulk calls for help, but then an alien head grows out of one of the walls, and the leader says, "Sorry about that. Just making something so that I could speak. The big mouth up there is only for feeding." Joe tells him to release the Hulk, but the leader tells him, the gamma circuit is complete. This Hulk was needed to give it power, and there's no escape either. All the green doors are closed and locked. No journeying to the surface world again. Now beat him down, slave, and feed him to me. With him being connected to the leader, the Hulk then begins to fight Joe, asking for help, punching him over and over again. Jackie calls out to them to try and break it up, but then her eyes begin to glow. Joe tells her to get away. Her gamma power is only for looking. If she's going to Hulk out, she needs to get it done with already. She's been scared and pissed off before, but she has to go. She tells him that there isn't anywhere for her to go. She can. Jackie's hollowed out father walks up telling her to look, but she tells him she can't. They're going to die here, and she can't die talking to ghosts. Jackie's father says that there's a plan. And she asks, what is the plan? What is she supposed to do? What is she supposed to be looking at? He tells her that he is proud of her, and Jackie says that it's not anger, is it? She's been angry. She's been scared. She's been reacting, acting like who she was lost in all of this. And she is still the lost little Jacqueline McGee, the investigative reporter, and she still looks into things. She opens her eyes, letting out a concentrated gamma beam flow out, cutting into the giant leader head. The Hulk pulls off the connectors from his body, yelling, "Smash!" And Joe looks at all of the connectors. No smashing, we gotta pull! They begin to pull on the cords hanging out from inside of the giant leader's mouth, tugging and pulling until something begins to give. And at that moment, a fleshy green cocoon is ripped out, crashing onto the floor with a gross spletch. From the grotesque mound, a body crawls out, yelling, "Bruce, you gotta help me!" The Hulk says, "Leader's puny human self." And Joe asks Jackie if she can tell if this is a trick. She tells him no. All the gamma is gone, and Stearns yells that he is nothing. He is just a guy, just Sam from the plant. He saw a green door and he wanted to know. But The things that he learned. He crawls into a ball shouting, I don't want to know anymore, get it out of my head. The giant head begins to crumble and Joe says that they need to hurry and get out of here. Maybe they shouldn't have popped the leader like a zit. Stern says that he's here, the one that turned him into this, the one below all. Hulk begins to shout that Stern's not want to know, but Hulk want to know. Hulk want to know why. Why hurt the Hulk so much? Why is the Hulk broken inside? Why is he always afraid, always in pain? Tell the Hulk why. Why? The large green head begins to form, and the one below all says that he howls through many mouths, breaks many hands. They are themselves, but they are also him. He burns the good earth for what is not real. He poisons your mind, kills all in love with you. He is the wrath without judgment. He is fear, and he is all of you. Joe tells him, no, that ain't what the kid asked, and we all want to know why. We already know who you are. You think that we don't know whose Hulk you are? Come on, show us your face. Show us the real you. The one below all begins to fade as a shining light radiates and a voice says, very well, I am the one above all. Now look upon me, mortals. The Hulk says that he is afraid, and Jackie says, what is she looking at? It has her mom's face, and Joe squints and tells them to answer the question. And the one above all looks down and says, you are all my children. Joe shouts, no, Mike Burngatti was my father. You're just a guy who knocked me around. The one above all pauses. You are my creation. You are necessary. There is a weight and a counterweight. Where were you when I laid these foundations? Declare if you have understanding. No, that ain't right. You want to torture me? I could take it. But we're asking why? Why are you torturing us? What is the plan? The reason? Tell us why we hurt. Tell us why there is a Hulk. Joe pulls Bruce away from the remaining connectors, and the one above all asks, why are you the way that you are? That is what I'm asking! No, you ask of me, what is the Hulk? What have you become? With these hands I build, and with these hands I break, and I break to build anew. Have you an arm like mine? Would you build or break? You are my creation, and I made you the counterweight. To ask of you, are you Gebra or Galachab? What of Chesda? What of Mercy? What will you become? For the left hand is strength. Hulk chimes in, I don't understand. And Hulk doesn't forget it. This guy's messing with us. He has no answers. Not for us, at least. We don't need to know why the Hulk exists. With Bruce out of the Gamma Circuit, we're done. And she asks him, what if the one below all comes back? What if it isn't over? What if this never ends? I tried to get answers. You heard what he said. Doesn't look like it can end. Not the big picture, at least. All I know is that we're done with it. The Hulk stops. Not yet. He looks down at Stearns. You hurt Hulk. A lot. But if Hulk left you here, left anyone here, it would hurt Hulk more. Hurt Hulk inside. Hurt who Hulk is. So Hulk, forgive you. You are Hulk too. Same as Hulk. Hulk should forgive Hulk. Someone has to. And as they leave, as they walk down the road, Jackie asks, why of all people does Stearns get forgiveness? Joe tells her to ask the kid. He can forgive what was done to him. This is his outlook. But as for Joe Fix-It, he doesn't forgive easy. Let's see what Stern does to earn any kind of forgiveness. At that moment, a red light appears and a voice calls out. Rockman? Thing says that this is a nice vacation spot they got here. So this is hell, huh? Now that you've collected the set, you guys want to ride home? And next to him is Walter Langowski. Once they all get back to the other side, once they all leave hell, Dr. Richards explains that Dr. Langowski was the key to reopening the Forever Gate quite literally. His gamma signature matches Bruce's exactly, even in Leonard Samson's body. But what that says about gamma in relation to the human consciousness? Wait a minute. Where's Bruce? After coming to and getting dressed, Bruce left. He doesn't remember what happened, but now he's more confident in himself, more assured. Did he absorb the devil on his shoulder? Did he lay an old ghost to rest? Has his fellow alters worked out some differences, or was all of this just a feeling of a door as old as Gamma itself closing and a new one opening wide? Whichever it is, he still has work to do. They have work to do. All of those people who live in his mirror, both the ones that he can see and the ones that he doesn't always want to. So are they good people? Well, what do you think? And that concludes Immortal Hulk and the story that was being told here. It is the Hulk, the end. And I know a lot of people like to argue with me on this sentiment, but I always state, when a writer ends his story, so ends that story. That the overarching thing that writer was trying to accomplish is done. Donny Cates is coming onto the Hulk next, and he's going to be telling a completely different story. It's not going to involve the Immortal Hulk or Hell or She-Hulk or anything. We don't know what it's going to involve, but it won't involve any of this storyline. So if you enjoyed this, let me know in the comments down below, and don't forget to join the Comicstorian army by smashing that like button, hitting subscribe, and pressing that bell to turn on your notifications to know when I continue the Hulk storyline. Now, what we're going to do is while we wait for Donny Cates to give us a lot of stuff, I thought it'd be fun to tell a classic Hulk storyline, and we're going to tell you the original Red Hulk storyline. The one that everyone likes to talk about, but no one apparently read. So make sure you stick around right here at Comicstorian, and I'll see you next time right here. Thank you so much.